Hi, welcome to another episode of the Chat Ride with me, TD Black. So, in light of the breaking news that is happening today, that is the protests that are happening in the Kagiso and Mogale city areas, I thought we have to have another chat session today. So, I'm not from Kagiso or Mogale city, but then I am from Alex, and there were xenophobic attacks that happened there in 2008 and in later years. And since people are saying that these protests in Kagiso, some people are bringing up xenophobic attacks topics within these protests, I thought it's fitting that I say my views on this. Firstly, we have to just make it very clear that what the protesters have said is that they are protesting against crime in the area, against drug lords and drug use in the area, and against human trafficking in the area. So everything crime related. And it has been recently found that there are quite a few drug lords and human trafficking houses that are owned by Nigerians in the area. So hence, I think that's why people are swaying in the direction of, ooh, these are xenophobic attacks. Okay. So, taking a step back, the attacks that happened in Alex in 2008, which were very scary, just by the way, it was a scary time. Those were because people were saying that, foreign nationals are taking their jobs, foreign nationals are taking their opportunities, foreign nationals are taking their housing, foreign nationals are causing crimes, all of those complaints. And as somebody who lives in Alex, I can tell you, I have examples of where people have paid bribes to get housing that were under, South African's name, but because you don't qualify, because you don't have an ID book, you pay a bribe to somebody in the housing department and then you get your house. You know what I mean? There are those stories. It is a reality. These things are happening. But my thing is, the attacks that happened then and that have happened in recent years in various townships, what have they resolved? Pretty much nothing. The situation gets worse and worse every year, not just foreign nationals, but even locals that continue with the drug lords stuff, that continue paying bribes and getting away with it and all sorts of stuff. So these attacks are clearly not working. So we need to incorporate something, come up with ideas of something that will. So you basically need something that works, right? So to a certain extent, though, the protests that are happening in Krugersdorp and in Kagiso right now, those are peaceful protests. It's very different to the xenophobic attacks that happened years ago. This is peaceful. This is people saying, yes, we will burn tires on the road because that's what we do, because, to pull the attention and to make sure that people don't go to work, really do the stay away and stuff. And the only thing that I've heard has been burned or stoned or attacked in any way is the police station itself. So this is very much peacefully oriented, and we're not burning or trashing property. So I commend the protesters in this case because they're not trying to ruin any property in this case. They're just trying to raise awareness. Having said that, something big is going to have to happen here, because we're going to see more and more of these protests. Might even end up being attacks coming back again of people, because people are really frustrated and they're like, what is the solution? Our girls are being abducted and human trafficking is happening in our neighborhoods. There's drug abuse and drug lords that having free reign in our neighborhoods. Where is the security? Where is the police? Why are they not showing up to protect us? And there is an example of a city that experienced just as much, if not more, havoc from a crime perspective in recent decades, and they came back and they fixed that. So we need to figure out what is the winning formula. If cities have experienced this and they fixed it and they are now safe and secure places, what did they do that we're not doing that we should start doing, right? And the city I'm talking about is New York City. Everybody knows that before, especially before the 90s, it was filled with crime and human trafficking and drug lords and hijackings and, the kind of problems we're experiencing in our beloved Johannesburg city today. And what happened there is that they decided, listen, we need to bring order into our cities. That's the only way it's going to start. It starts with the small crimes. If we cannot, stop people from illegally putting graffiti in a certain corner, how are we going to fight the big crimes of girls being abducted and raped, and of murderers and assaults, of crime that involves drugs and all that stuff? How are we going to stop that if we cannot even put our city in order and make sure that people are not doing the simple wrong things that they're doing? So, like, law and order was enforced, especially in the 90s, where the police force was highly involved and was cleaned up, and they were like, okay, the new leadership was like, we need to put in a policy of a safe and secure city, and we need to aggressively do it. We need to aggressively bring our city back in order. So what is the solution here? The solution is our police needs to wake up. Basically, that's the solution. Unfortunately, the crime makers do collide with policemen and women. We know this is something that happens. We know they pay bribes. We know that these things are happening. If I know that that person in the corner is a drug lord and I am a nobody and all of that, how can the police not know this? They know it, but they're not doing anything about it. Why? Because obviously there's collusion in place. So our police system needs to be cleaned up. We need them to be highly involved in, progressively changing our city and making it safer for all. And that's the only way. Somebody needs to come in. If half of our police system are corrupt and take bribery, they need to go. You know what I mean? They need to be reprimanded. The only way that we can move forward as a city is for our law enforcers to enforce the law. That's what you get paid for. You know what I mean? So going and attacking foreign nationals is not going to sort anything out. If anything, if you want to burn something, go burn down the police station, because I don't see what they're doing. Like, what is their purpose in life? Having said that, vandalism doesn't help, because who's going to then come and have to fix that police station? It's us, the taxpayers' money, that's going to have to fix that. So it's, it's counterproductive. It's really not going to sort anything out. But something's got to give from a police system perspective, please. And I'm not talking to all policemen and women, because there are some that are actually doing the right things, but somebody's gonna have to come in and clean up the ones that are not doing the right things, get rid of them or something. We need a safe and secure city, and the only way we can get that right is if our law enforcers enforce the law. And protests are gonna help create awareness, yes. And the more peaceful the protest, the higher the awareness will be, because you as a protester will not ever be seen in the wrong in this situation. And instead of people pointing fingers and saying you were wrong to attack this person, they're going to say, okay, you protested peacefully to raise awareness around crime. That's going to be the topic at hand. And if anything, protest needs to be done towards police stations, and to hand in, I don't know what they're called even. I don't know if they're called affidavits or what, to the police, and to say, this is our statement. This is why we're protesting. Please, can you guys wake up and smell the coffee? Stop colliding with criminals and just do the damn right things, because you are ruining the cities. You're ruining the towns. You're ruining the townships. You're ruining our future. You know what I mean? So something's got to give there. I don't quite know what the solution is and how we're going to clean up and fix the police system, but then that's where the solution lies. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave it. Let's stay safe, Joburg. Let's continue to create awareness around topics such as this, such as crime. Officials, please come to the plate. Please help us, move our beloved Joburg into a safe and secure environment for all. Okay, thanks for watching the chat ride with me, TD Black. Join me again for another episode soon.